Welcome to ClearFactor, the world's first global invoice finance ecosystem where small and medium enterprises across the world can sell their invoices and investors across the world can participate in the buying of those invoices. This demo illustrates the future life cycle of the invoice finance process for SMEs, debtors, and investors in the ClearFactor ecosystem in the UK. The user registration is simple and straightforward. You only need your name and email address, and you create a password. Once you are registered, you can activate yourself as one of SME, debtor, freelance underwriter, or investor, or you can activate all 4 user roles for yourself if you meet the criteria. In this demo, we will activate all 4 user roles for one user. You can see all the different fields required for activating the user roles, including permission for open banking, but for the purposes of this demo, we only need the company name or the username to activate the user roles. Once you have filled in your details, we do a KYC, AML, KYB check and open a ClearFactor bank account for you with your own account number and sort code. Once an SME submits an invoice, the debtor is prompted to approve the invoice. Once the debtor has approved the invoice and entered into a legal assignment with ClearFactor, the ecosystem calculates a CFDF score for it, which is the credit risk score for that invoice, and determines the withdrawal limit. For example, if the full value of the invoice is £100 and the withdrawal limit is set at 85%, then the maximum loan amount against that invoice is £85. At this point, one of the independent freelance underwriters registered in the ecosystem is prompted to score the invoice and validate its withdrawal limit. As an underwriter, during your scoring process of an invoice, you can download a soft copy of the invoice to study it, analyze the ecosystem score, put in your own score, and validate the withdrawal limit on the invoice. Once this is done, the invoice is put up for auction. As an investor, once you select an invoice under auction, you can view the invoice details and the different interest rate groups to bid in. You can choose to bid in a certain interest rate group based on your assessment of the ecosystem score and the underwriter's score. The whole auction process is transparent, and the filling up of the different interest rate groups is visible to all participants in an auction. The interest rate group that fills up the earliest constitutes the first formal offer to the SME by the ClearFactor ecosystem. Once the SME accepts the auction offer, the invoice finance amount is available for the SME to withdraw, less an ecosystem fee of 1% of that amount. As an SME, in your transactions dashboard, you can view and withdraw your invoice finance loan amounts. Once the debtor pays back the full value of an invoice to ClearFactor, the ecosystem then returns the principal and interest back to the investors, less 1% ecosystem fee, rewards the debtor if he has paid on time, and rewards the underwriter. Then it returns the balance of the full value of the invoice to the SME. All users can view their transactions on their respective transactions dashboards and withdraw their money at any time. Thank you for watching the ClearFactor demo.